Hi, my name is Tatiana, and my channel is created by Lady T. And today I'm going to give you a product review on the Bernina 480 sewing machine, which is right behind me, and some tricks and some tips on how to use your machine. So this is the Bernina 480, and it has a wonderful space here for quilting. And I actually have it on a Lavern and Shirley table that I'll put in the description of this table that I use with my Bernina 480. But it's a terrific quilter's sewing machine as well as garment sewing machine. It has the automatic scissors, and I'm going to show you some of the features of the window and what it has. You can quilt with this. You can use it for garment sewing. It's easy and portable that you can take it to a class. It comes with an automatic knee lifter so that you don't have to worry about pulling it up from the back. It has a lot of conveniences, and it's packed into one sewing machine, and it's just really a wonderful machine to have. Okay, so I really love my 480 because even though it's a bit smaller with the area over here, the throat plate is only 7 inches in comparison to my 770, which is 9 inches. I still have a lot going for me with this machine. And a few things that I really love about this machine that I found to be really helpful is that, first of all, it takes a 9-inch stitch plate. So this is the button over here. So it takes the 9-inch stitch plate, but it could also take the 5-inch stitch plate, the 0-inch stitch plate, and the punch hole. So it has a variety of these different features that it could do. So if I wanted to, if I did piecing, I could buy the 5-inch stitch plate and use that here. And so I would have smaller stitches with a 5-inch stitch plate. I also have the choice of a variety of needles that I can use with twin needle and wing needle and the other needles that are available in different sizes. So I really like that. And as far as the feet, it uses all the 9-inch millimeter feet. It will not use the dual feet, but it will use the 9-inch millimeter feet. And so I will get those larger stitches with this particular machine. Even though it doesn't have dual feet, you can still get additional walking foot. So it does. You can buy the walking foot. You can certainly use it with the ruffler, and you can use it with the Bernina stitch regulator for quilting. And you can also use other different features of the Bernina that the larger Berninas have. So it's really a really good deal for that. And also, as far as the stitches, it has a whole bunch of stitches, just the regular stitches over here. So there's like 33 of them. And then for the decorative stitches, there's actually 6 folders of different types of decorative stitches that it has. For the lettering, it has, I've just put the buttonhole, but it has a whole bunch of different buttonholes, which are very nice. And then here's the different folders for the different letters and the different versions of the letters. And then, these are the quilting stitches. So it has a whole bunch of quilting stitches to choose from. And when you choose a quilting stitch like that, you can change the tension and you can change the size and see how it works. And if you like it, if you like something, you can just come over here and put it in your favorites. So you can choose a folder and you can put it in your favorites. and then it'll just save it for you. And so you can retrieve it later if you want this particular stitch with the tension that you chose for this. So if you come over here, it has, this is the information button, and it will change your stitch to different sizes, and you could even change the size here and play around with it. And you can also make it for the decorative stitches in particular, for stitches that are very decorative like this. If you want it to stop, you can just have it stop at a particular section and it'll stop for you. So I like that, and you can save your decorative stitches as well. For your decorative stitches, you might want to change them around. You can change the sizing, you can change the view. So it's really good for that. So you just put on the information and you can change it around like that, and change the size and change the formation, and you can change the width with the knobs and the buttons. So it's really nice to have for that. And it will also tell you what foot to use. So for these decorative stitches, it tells you to use a 20C foot so that you're using the right foot, and it won't sew if you don't have the right foot. So right here it tells you what foot you should use. So I like that, the feature of telling you what foot to use. And these decorative stitches are really fun, and you can play around with them. You can mix and match decorative stitches with the lettering. And so I like it for that. Another reason why I really like the 480 is it takes the jumbo the jumbo bobbin. And so this jumbo bobbin feature is a really nice feature of the Bernina 480 machine. So you can use it for quilting, you can use it for making garments, and it's still a very powerful machine and works very well with all your different types of projects. The reason why I got the 480 is because I wanted something portable that I could take to class with me. And I also wanted a machine available when my 770 is embroidering, because sometimes I embroider for a particularly long time with my 770. So I got this one as an addition in my sewing room. And I'm really happy with this machine. It's a really fast go-to machine, and it works really well. It's not that expensive for a machine like this, with all the different features. So this machine is probably, you could probably get something like this between $2,500 and $3,000, which I think is a really good price for a Bernina that has all the features that the larger Berninas have, but it's in a smaller machine. So it's really worth the money that you would invest in this. And it's really a good deal. And the walking foot is a nice feature that you can use with it. And you can do a whole bunch of quilting with this. The stitch regulator is the other great feature that you can use it for quilting when you want to quilt a piece. And since I bought this Lavern and Shirley table, I can put a quilt on the whole table, and I don't have to worry about space. So I like it for that reason. Now, this did come with some features that I'm going to show you in a minute, some accessories. Also, when you're oiling the machine, you use the same oil as you would use for a 700 series or a 500 series or an 800 series. So it's the same oil. So if you already have a larger machine, this is a really nice companion machine, but it's also a great standalone machine for anybody's sewing room. So it has, because it has all the different features that the larger machines have. Now there's also a programmable, the whole window is programmable, and also you can customize it for what you like. And if you go into the sewing machine features, you can clean it. You can program the foot so that the pedal is programmable, and it gives you information about your machine, and it has a really nice background here, so it's really nice for that purpose. And I think it has manuals, and it has information here, and it will tell you how to use your BCR. It will tell you give you tips on quilting, and also what kind of threads and needles you should use, and how to handle your presser foot. So it's kind of like a little manual in there for you, and it's really a nice feature to have. I like the fact that you just use the screen like this, and I can make adjustments as I please, and I can play around with my stitches like this and take a look at them before I actually stitch them out. So it's a really nice feature to have, and different things that I could do with these feet over here, and going into the information menu and adjusting my feet for what I like. So I like it for that. It has a really good capacity to remember what you did and sew out really well. So this machine did come with the original table that when I'm taking it to class and I'm not using it here, I take it with me. And it's a nice sturdy table that it comes with. It also comes with a storage case. It comes with the buttonhole attachment. They give you a few extra needles. And I actually don't use this that much, but you can hang all your feet here. I have another storage area for all my feet. So I pretty much keep mine empty, but it came with oil, and it came with the number 2 foot. It came with the 2C foot. It came with a few different feet to use, which I personally put them away someplace else, but it does come with these features with the sewing machine. Now the BCR is sold separately. So if you want, or the walking foot is sold separately. So all those other different feet you would have to buy separately. And this little case is a storage case for feet. And what I usually do with this is I take it, when I go to class, I take it with me. So I have this as a portable foot storage for when I go to class. And usually when I'm working at home, I put this particular storage away, and I don't use the table that it came with because I purchased a Sew Steady table that goes with my Lavern and Shirley table, and I like that Sew Steady table for myself when I'm working at home because it's nice and secure and snug in there. And for those of you who don't have one of these tables, this is a really great table to use. It's not as quilter friendly, but if you're doing small projects, it's really nice. But you could do a big quilt with this if you know how to manage and maneuver your quilting accessories. So I like the fact that it has that automatic knee lifter, because when I'm working, I can just lift this up, and I use this a lot. So I just use my my leg to move the automatic knee lifter like that. And so it goes up and down. So it's very convenient to have, especially when you're working and you're sewing a lot. You don't want to stop and go to the back and pull this little thing up and down all the time. So the automatic knee lifter and the automatic scissors are really a bonus with this machine and make it really easy to. Now, some tips that I have if you're going to use a Bernina. First of all, make sure that you oil your Bernina machine regularly. Make sure that you go through the cleaning section here and clean the inside in here and in the bobbin case, because it needs to be cleaned regularly, especially if you do a lot of quilting. And these Bernina machines are very high-tech machines, and they require for you to use very high-tech products. And I just learned that from personal experience that you need to use really good quality thread. So I always use my Metler thread. Metler is very good. Orifil is very good. Even Gutermann, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, is a very fine thread. But you don't want to use cheap thread with your machine. You want to use expensive, high quality thread, because if you don't, the cheaper threads have lint and they get stuck in the machine and they jam up and they can cause a lot of problems, which I have had because I use cheaper thread quality, and I've suffered the consequences of that because I wanted to use up my cheap thread before I used my expensive thread, and that was a big mistake. Another thing is use really good needles and make sure that you're using the right size needle with the thread that you're using, because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of problems. So I always use that Schmetz Micro Tex needle. It looks just like this, and I'll put that in the description for you. You can also use the Bernina needles, but please only use the Microtex because they're just made to be really stronger. And the problem is that if you use that thread cutter and you're not using a really good high quality needle and you're not changing your needle regularly, what happens is that that piece from the needle, that you see the little piece at the end, falls off and it goes inside your machine, and it messes up the thread cutter. And what you have to do is you have to take it to your technician, and he has to open it up and take out the piece of the needle. And the reason why I know this, because it has happened to me 3 times, and it's happened because I didn't use a really good needle, and I had some old Singer needles that I wanted to use up, and I just decided to throw them away and use these Schmetz needles or my Bernina needles. And I'm telling you, I don't have skipped stitches. If you have skipped stitches, it's usually not the machine. It's that your needle is too old or you're not using the right size needle with your thread. So you have to be very careful. You have to do a little sample, and you have to be using the right thread with the right needle, which is an education in itself. But especially when it comes to using these Bernina machines, because they require a lot of maintenance on the part of the owner. And I've learned this from personal experience, both with this machine and my 770. And I'm finding that now that I use the higher quality thread, which I've invested in and gotten from different places, and I've used higher quality needles, I am having a much better experience, and I'm not having as many problems with my sewing machine. Coupled with the fact that I keep it cleaned regularly, so I clean it after each project. And if the project is really long, then I clean it halfway through. So if you go into the settings over here, and you go there, and you can clean your thread catcher. So that's an important thing. And then oiling it and opening up your machine and cleaning the machine. So maintaining your machine is a really important part of owning your machine, because if you don't maintain it well, you're going to have problems with it. But if you maintain it very well and you keep it clean, you will not have to go to the service center for more than once or twice a year, because it does need to be serviced. So I am telling you that if you're going to get a machine like this, if you buy it off eBay used, or if you buy it from someone, that you better find a place where you can take and get it cleaned and serviced at a sewing machine repair shop, and you need to get it serviced at least once a year. I actually do mine twice a year, and I've bought a service agreement, and I'm very happy with the people that work on my machine and service my machine. So maintaining your machine is also a really important part of owning the machine and taking really good care of it and having it in a nice secure spot. So lastly, I want to show you how good it sews. So I'm just sewing kind of straight like this, and then I use my thread cutter and So here's the stitches of my machine, and they're really nice and secure and very well put together. I can show you a few decorative stitches. So some common decorative stitches that I personally use. I really like this one, and I'll just show you how it works. So it sews beautifully. And so here's my decorative stitch. So I got a really nice stitch out of this. Now I did not iron my practice piece here. I just wanted to just show the sample, but this is what it looks like. And if I wanted to, I can make this larger, like so. So I can play with the stitch size. And so here's a difference in the stitch sizes and in the looks. So you can create a lot of looks with these stitches, and you can save them if you wanted to save them. And so if I come here, the serpentine stitch is one of the most popular stitches, this one. And a lot of quilters like to use this. I like to use it because it's a fast go-to stitch, and it goes fast, and it's really nice. And here's what the serpentine stitch looks like on my sample piece. So the stitches are really pretty and beautiful, and because I use Metler thread and I use a high quality needle, I have very little problems with my machine, and so it's a really nice investment. This is a great investment if you like to quilt, if you like to make garments, or if you like to do just small sewing projects. But it's also really nice because it's not so heavy and you can take it to a class. And so that was some of the reasons that I purchased this particular machine. And I found that the price was very well priced. I mean, you can get it anywhere between $2,500 to $3,000. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but actually for a machine that you're going to have for maybe 10 or 15 years, and if you sew and quilt and use it a lot, this is a really good investment. And you will have this machine for a long time. Plus, you could take it to class with you, which is another bonus for this machine, because my other machine, which is my 770, which I will be doing a product review later on, this particular machine is so heavy that I really don't have the energy to take it to class. And a lot of times I'll be embroidering on this machine and I don't have another machine to work on. So that's one of the reasons why I got this 480, is because I wanted a machine. Since I sew a lot, I wanted something that I could work on another project while the embroidery is going on. So I'll have both of these machines working at the same time. So it depends on, how much you want to spend on your machine. Bernina does have a 300 series, and they have lower series that are less money, but they don't have all of these features. So I think the 400 series is the lowest one with the built-in scissors, and the lowest number, but I'm not 100% sure. And they also have that automatic knee lifter, which I really love because that's really important to me. But it depends on what's important to you and what you like. It's definitely, if you have a Singer or any of the machines that are sold at big box stores that are like $200, it's a huge jump to go from one of those machines to this machine. Or even from a Juki that might be like $600, or a Janome to this machine, but I just felt like this was a better deal for me. And it was much more cost effective because this will last me a long time. If I take really good care of it and I have a good service agreement on it, it will last me a long time. But it is a learning experience and it is a learning curve. So, and it is an investment. So it's something to really think about before you make your purchase. And also, if you can't get it brand new, I think the used ones, if it's gently used, you could check out the stitches. I would not buy it online without seeing it and doing a local pickup, but definitely a used version of these machines will could go for about 1500. I've seen them on eBay for about 1500. They're well worth the investment in something like this. Some of them could be gently used, and maybe people don't use it that often and they don't have that many stitches and they just want to get rid of their machine. So a used Bernina 480 is much better than a brand new $200 Singer, because that's only going to last you maybe a year to 2 years and you're going to have a lot of problems. Where this one, if you take good care of it and you get it serviced, you will have it for a long, long time. And this is really a personal choice. It's a personal decision, but I give this a 10 stars out of 10. And I'm very happy with this machine. I really enjoy using my 480. It's been something that I researched and really looked into before I made the purchase. And then I finally decided to get this because I really wanted a second machine in my sewing room, especially because my 770 was embroidering for many hours. And I was working on like 2 projects at the same time and I couldn't get it done. So that's why I decided to go ahead and get this. And then I thought I could have it on a small little table. And then I advanced to going to this Lavern and Shirley table. And then I got the Sew Steady insert for it. So I just kind of went crazy with this. And so I have my 770 with my koala table here. And that's for my embroidery unit. And then I have this 480. So I have to tell you, I'm in heaven. I'm happy. I have no regrets about buying this machine. But everybody is different. We all have different price points and we all have different needs. So just carefully consider that. But if you are going to make this investment, please make sure that you use top quality thread and you use top quality needles and you take good care of your machine and you clean it and you oil it on a regular basis, because you don't want to spend this much money on a product and have to have problems with it. So that's just another thing for you to think about. And so that's my Bernina 480 product review. Also, just one other note here. If you go into a Bernina retailer, you may be able to find some gently used ones inside the 480s inside a Bernina retailer. You can call and see if they have any. They may not be brand new, but they may be gently used that the dealer has taken back from somebody and did a trade-in. So you can definitely see if there's a trade-in of a 480. You can call around to some dealers. And I'll link some dealers at the bottom of my description that you can call. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll keep an eye out for you for a particular machine if you want it. And they'll get back to you if they find one. And they can sell it to you, a used one rather than a brand new one. And really, the nice thing about getting it from a dealer, a Bernina dealer in particular, is that you can try to see if they can give you a warranty with that. And if they can give you a service plan as well, so you can take your machine and get it serviced a couple of times a year with that too. So that's just something for you to keep in mind as well. And I will link some Bernina retailers in my description. Well, I hoped you liked my video and you found it to be helpful, and maybe you'll go out and get yourself a Bernina 480 sewing machine. So if you liked my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and comment below what kind of a sewing machine do you have? Do you have a Bernina? Are you thinking about buying a Bernina? Let me know. And I'll see you guys later. So comment below and subscribe to my channel.